This is MaiCoin with MaiView. This is not investment advice. Several recent blog posts by people in the crypto community have analyzed Bitcoin using stock-to-flow ratios. So what's it all about? Gold, amongst all other commodities, has maintained its dominance as the preferred store of value over the last 6,000 years. The main reason is scarcity. The harder something is to make, mine, produce, the more likely it is to hold its value over time. In the world of commodities, this is measured as the stock-to-flow ratio. Stock-to-flow ratio is defined as the amount of a commodity held in inventories divided by the amount produced annually. The higher this value, the better this commodity is likely to be in storing value over time. As highlighted in a recent piece by Eric Freeberg at ericfreeberg.com, gold has a stock-to-flow ratio of 62, and the next closest being silver at 22. 62 means that gold pulled out of the ground in the current year, or the flow, is 1.6% of the total supply above ground, the stock. Gold typically fluctuates in the longer term between 1.5% and 2%. But you may be asking, why do people care so much about the concept of store value? These two graphics from El Slobador on Twitter explain why this matters. The first graphic highlights the fact that the purchasing power of the US dollar has lost 96% of its value since 1913, according to BLS. The second graphic shows a more practical illustration of this concept, where in 1971, a $1 bill would have allowed you to buy 4 loaves of bread, and in today's terms that will only allow you to buy half a loaf. Very simply, gold is hard to produce, so holds its value over time. The US dollar and many paper money equivalents are easy to produce and hence lose their store value over time. Does this mean Bitcoin, often referred to as digital gold, will perform the same store value function over time? To answer this, we need to understand why Bitcoin is referred to as digital gold. Firstly, as Eric Freeberg correctly highlighted in his recent piece, Bitcoin is the first and only digital object that is both quantifiably scarce, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, and provably secure. So like gold, Bitcoin has scarcity. Eric goes on to say, in Q2 of 2019, Bitcoin had a stock of 17.5 million and a flow of about 700,000 Bitcoins per year. This means Bitcoin has a stock to flow of 25. So this puts Bitcoin stock to flow, a measure of scarcity, above silver but below gold. So this sounds good for Bitcoin, but not necessarily great. Anything else missing here? Yes, the halving. What is the halving? New Bitcoins are created in each block approximately every 10 minutes in a process called mining. Currently, each 10-minute block releases 12.5 new Bitcoins. Every 4 years, the number of coins created in each 10-minute block is halved. This is the orange line in this chart. As of May 2020, the number of coins created every 10 minutes will fall to 6.25 from 12.5. This will move Bitcoin's stock-to-flow ratio to 50, more in line with gold's 62. So how important is Bitcoin's stock-to-flow as a driver for Bitcoin's value? In a recent report from at 100 trillion US dollars that looked to model Bitcoin's value based on a stock-to-flow ratio, he summarized, a statistically significant relationship between stock-to-flow and market value exists for Bitcoin. The likelihood that the relationship between stock-to-flow and market value is caused by chance is close to 0. He goes on to say, the model predicts a Bitcoin market value of 1 trillion US dollars after the next halving in May 2020, which translates into a Bitcoin price of 55,000 US dollars. In summary, Bitcoin is often referred to as digital gold given similar fundamental properties, most importantly related to scarcity. Bitcoin's scarcity, as measured by stock-to-flow, will double in May 2020 to 50, a number more in line with gold's 62. There exists a significant statistical relationship between Bitcoin stock to flow and its value. And using stock to flow to estimate Bitcoin's future value after May 2020 halving predicts a price of $55,000 a coin versus today's just over $8,000 a coin. This is MaiCoin with MaiView. Keep calm and ignore the idiots.